next topic is we are going to dive. I'm talking about 6 feet dive into a great topic of real estate. Now, I know last week as well as this week, we talked about if a client, I pose a question to my panel, everyone. Mr. Roland Davis is not a guest. He's now a member of the ownership club. Clap it up for Mr. He's gonna be our credit specialist. He's official our credit specialist. He's doing some amazing things. I've been knowing this gentleman for quite some time. We met back at NIU. We did some parties together, and he's done some amazing things. He has his own boot camp. He has a lot of things going on. He's been on here before, and I tell you, you definitely got to hear his story. We're going to share that as well. He has a book. I know he has an ebook out. So he has a lot of different things. And we have Miss Danny. She's back on the show. She is a very, very prevalent of knowledge again in property taxes and legal. So if you need assistance from her, please let her know. But we're going to dive into if a client was to ask you guys, they wanted to get into real estate, right? What are the three things that you would first? These are three things that you first want to tackle. And we're going to start from Frank, and we're going to go on down. Three things.
Okay, so first thing, if you want to get into real estate, the first thing you need to do is identify your strengths, identify who you are. And the best thing I've learned through this, Brian, was to run a DISC personality test, because those tests do not lie. So let's say somebody says, hey, I want to get into real estate. I'm like, cool. So basically, who are you? And then you find, when you take the test, you find out. So you find out if you're high D, high I, high S, high C. And each category is fits a certain lane in real estate. So, everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to be a flipper. Everybody wants to work with investors. But you may not be wired that way. You may be better off in the back office. You may be better off working with buyers. You may be better off working with sellers. So the first thing we do when somebody comes to me and says, hey, I want to get into real estate, what do I need to do? What's the first thing I need to do? Find out who you are so you don't go. The problem is people get in it for all the wrong reasons, just for the money. And you don't get in it for the money. You do get in it for the money, but you get into it, Bryant, for the lane that you fit in. And so once you do that, you're going to have a much better chance of success. Because when you get into, and actually this is true with any business. So you get into any business and you just go for the money, and you're in the wrong seat, you will burn out.
Mm-hmm.
And I see so many people burn out, and then we take a test later, only to find out is you've been sitting in the wrong seat. You shouldn't have been working with buyers. You should have been working with sellers, or you should have been working with investors, or or a combination.
Correct.
So
that's one.
You're better off. Yeah, that's one. So you're better off figuring out, how you're wired, how God made you, and then play in that sandbox. Number two is, what do you want? So let me know what you want, man. I mean, do you want to work with buyers? Do you want to work with sellers? Because there's just so many doors in real estate. The beauty of it is there's people say, oh, how's the real estate market? I hear it's terrible. I'm like, from who'd you hear that from? I said, not from me. The real estate market's always great. Even during downtimes, there's always opportunities. The smart agent knows that. The smart broker is studying the market. The smart broker is looking for the doors that are closing and the doors that are open, and they're making adjustments to go through the new open door. But you have to know what you want first, and then stay in that lane. And then if your wants match your who you are, great, all the better. Then the third thing is what is your time commitment? Because people come in and say, hey, I want to be a millionaire my first year, but I can only work 1 day a week. Well, yeah, good luck with that, because I don't know a whole lot of people that have made $1 million unless they have rich relatives that are ready to buy, and they artificially make $1 million. But if you're going to, if you're going to have certain goals, make sure that you have the right amount of time, because I can set them up with a perfect plan, and help them execute to get where they want to go. But they have to be realistic. So you have to be realistic in who you are. You have to be realistic in what you want, and you have to be realistic in your time commitment. So those three things have to match for you to be successful. And a lot of people get discouraged because they think they're going to come in and just they watch HGTV and like, oh wow, look at all these guys selling New York. Yeah, I want to come in and sell luxury homes. Do you realize that the agents that are selling luxury homes live that lifestyle? They go to the country clubs, they hang out with them. I mean, they're getting business from them because they know who they are, and they know that, hey, these guys are cut from the same cloth we are, these agents. So we're going to give them the business. Not some new agent thinks I'm going to take a class on luxury real estate and all of a sudden have all this business come flying to me. It doesn't work that way. You have to put in, you have to earn it. You have to put in your time. So those are the three things, Brian, that I would ask or have a person self-discover.
Okay. Raymond, what are your three?
The first question I would ask is, what is your credit score? And of course, with the credit score, when it comes to getting into real estate, you don't necessarily have to have a 780 credit score. Frank here could get people in at a 580. The second question I would ask, what is your budget? What is your income? Because now that's going to determine what you can afford to get into. That's going to determine what your pre-approval letter is going to predict and everything. And the third question I would ask is, what type of property are you looking for? Single family or multi-unit? Multi-unit, that at least puts you in position to make additional income, so then it could be sometimes easier to qualify for versus a single family.
Danny.
So I think I would go off of Frank's famous 3-letter word, the why. Why are you looking to buy? Why are you looking to invest? Why are you looking to sell? Are you a parent that needs a home for their children? Are you just looking to invest, to make more money? I think that's important to know their reason, the why. Of course, like Raymond said, the what, like what's your credit score? What are you looking for? Those are the things I feel. I don't have three, but because everyone has touched on it so far, but my first question would be the why.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mr. Davis.
With me, with my clients and everybody that knows me, they know I'm really clear-cut and to the point. You need credit, you need information, and you need effort. I think our problem with anything that we do is we're not told the truth on what we need to succeed. Nothing in a business should be gone into until your credit is where it needs to be. So first we need to understand what a fundable credit report is. Where do our credit need to be in order for us to access this level of funding, to access this level of information? Because when we go out and we seek real estate, okay, we don't know if somebody wants to do real estate because you haven't given them information on real estate. And I think that's the problem, because that's why I said information, because these young kids out here don't have the information. You can't sit and tell me a young black man wants to go gangbang and the abandoned house on his block that he's dying on can be flipped into $100K profit in 90 days.
That's right.
You hide that information from him. And then you turn around and you say, oh, well, they just didn't want to do it. No, you didn't sit down to talk to them about it. You didn't make them understand it. So therefore, first you need credit. You need to understand what a fundable credit report is. You need to understand what your credit report needs to look like so you're never declined from these banks, so you're never declined from these loans, so you're never declined from any of your options. When your credit is good, you have options to do whatever you like to do. Because next, after your credit is good, you're going to go get 6-figure funding. We're forced into decisions because we live in poverty. We don't have the amount of money to sit, wait, plot, plan, and execute. We're always rushed into what we're doing. As soon as your credits get done, oh, go get a house. Oh, go get a car. Oh, go get a building. No, relax. When your credit is well, go get 6-figure funding. Go get over $100,000 in funding. Get your bills on auto pay. Get your get your life in order first after you receive $100,000. And another thing people don't do is they don't give the information on how to receive this. So if you have the time, I'll show you the banks that you can go to receive $100,000. The first one you will start out at is a bank called Navy Federal. They'll give you $25,000 if you have a 680 credit score, no bankruptcies, no charge-offs, no late payments, and no negative accounts. And after that, you can go to Penn Fed and they'll give you another $25,000. Now, when you go to those two banks, you then want to go to Chase Bank and get funded from them because they have a rule where you can't be funded for more than 3 banks in the course of 6 months. And that's why I said the second part is information. Because we need the information on how to obtain this money. We need the information on how to keep this money and how to invest it properly. Because when we invest it properly, now we create a monthly cash flow. And times have changed. New information updates every day. I haven't had a job since I was 16 years old. I don't work for anybody. So that's not because I'm smarter than everybody. That's because I've made different choices than everybody else. And that's because I invested my time, my money, and my information into my credit. And credit gave me 100% return, allowing me to access over $300,000 through my credit. Now I can relax and think about what I want to invest in. I'm not rushed into a decision because I need money right now. And that's what we need to do. First off, we need to get our credit to a good standpoint. We need to understand what our credit needs to look like so we can access this 6-figure funding. And now when we have the 6-figure funding, now we need to pay to get the information on real estate. I don't want to get put somewhere. Tell me everything about real estate and I'll let you know what I would like to do. And you can do that when you have money because you can pay somebody to tell you and break every single detail down of real estate. But when you don't have money, you can't ask those questions. So then the last one I said is effort. I tell my clients all the time, I can't want to be successful more than you do. So if you're on my back about getting your dispute letters out, if you're on my back about getting you results in 15 to 30 days, are you on your back when you said you're going to add those credit builders and you haven't? Are you on your back when you said you're going to save your money and stop going out to drink every night, but you haven't? Are you on your back when you said you're going to stop smoking weed and start putting your money up for real estate and you haven't? Because if I don't get you results in 30 days, you're going to be cursing me out. But you never curse yourself out. So therefore, I want to be more successful than you. And that relationship will never work. I tell friends that come around me, don't ask me for any money when you see me teaching people how to make money. You're deliberately letting me get control over your life because as long as I give you money, you need me to keep giving it to you. If I teach you how to make money, you don't need me anymore. So we need to focus and look and pay attention to who's really giving us information and who's really just talking.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Come on. That was some great information. I think it's the reason why everyone is on this panel. You can see the passion. You can see the individuals are speaking from the heart. And I think a lot of times we as speakers and we as business owners, we forget how it feels to be denied. We forget how it feels to be withdrawn, right? We forget how it feels when that light bill come and you get that disconnection notice. I remember when I was in college and I didn't know the importance of paying bills because in college, this is how they get you. They do you so dirty in college. You know, some of us have been to college. And for those that have not been to college, the first day I went to my Northern, I'm an alum at NIU, and I got approved for a credit card before my books came. Mm-hmm. The credit card comes to the dorm room, and you thinking, oh, okay, well, what is this? You think it's a debit card. You think it's Husky Bucks.
Information.
Or you think, but you don't even understand this is a credit card that comes with a what? APR, APY, a limit, and all we do is swipe. But we don't find out that there's a payment, there's a limit until when? Till you swipe it until it denies. You're like, wait a minute, I spent $1,000, I spent $5,000, and they call you and say, well, we want to make a payment. I didn't know I had to make a payment. I thought this was free money. I thought this was connected to my tuition bill. Oh no, this has nothing to do with your tuition. This is Credit One Bank or Capital One. It was so funny. Capital One gave me a $5,000 credit. I don't know why they gave it to me, but in my mind, I was rich. I was 18 years old. So imagine this: 18 years old with a $5,000 credit limit back in '97. Look, he was. My man said, "Oh shoot! Imagine what I treated everybody. Wherever we went, I got it. I got it for a whole year. Because think about it, back in '97, cost was down.
That's like 50 grand today.
Yeah, gas was. I think gas, and if you look up gas, I think gas is maybe $1.75, $2.
Right.
$2. I could fill up a car for maybe $20.
Especially at DeKalb.
Applebee's had $20 all you can eat shrimp. I mean, everybody was all you can eat. So if it was a crew of 10 of us, I could spend $100. I was balling.
Because you used to do that. You'll come in the bar and be like, shots on me. And he about a whole bar shots. And I'll look at his bill and it'd be like $120. I'll be like,
yeah, back in the day, they had $2. You call it $5. We used to have $5 extra large fee. I don't know how they made money. To this day, I still don't know. And maybe Van can talk about this. How could someone sell a $5 extra large pizza back then and still make money?
Live at DeKalb.
Right.
So when you was talking about the information, they never gave us the information. Think about college, and I have a degree. We have several degrees here. There's never been a class that teach you entrepreneurism, how to start a business,
but
how to get an LLC.
But you know why? I tell people this a lot, my clients. When you understand that America is a country, America is a business and not a country, you'll feel more better about the school systems. You'll feel more better about what's going on. And when you understand that, you'll get and understand how they're getting over on us.
Yeah.
So let's just think about this. You're a business owner.
Yeah.
You have 200 employees and you make millions of dollars, but you have all your time. You kick it with your family, you go on trips. All you do is monitorize these 200 employees. Would you ever give them enough money to not work for you where you got to go to work now?
Negative.
Exactly. So this is when people say like the school systems are not teaching us how to be entrepreneurship. They're not teaching us how to be rich. Why would they ever teach you how to not need the government?
They would never.
That makes no logical sense business-wise. But you think it's a country and you're like, I just know when I go to school, they're going to teach me how to be great. And when I get my degree, I'm going to be rich.
I'll give you guys another story. And I think you wouldn't be in mine.
Yeah.
So one of my good friends, I still golf with him, Don Bramlett. He used to have me come and teach entrepreneurship with my good friend, Brian Jackson at NIU. And they had a group called Black Male Initiative. Yeah. And these were the top 5% of all students in Northern.
I was in there for like a week.
And they had us come in and teach entrepreneurship. And the first question I used to ask the guys, why aren't you a business owner? Just why aren't you? Obviously, school is easy, right? You guys are this is the top 5% of the school. So everyone that's in this room is a 4 plus or better. So let's not talk about education, right? You guys already have that. Let's talk about finance, right? And you know what they said? We don't know. We weren't taught. We don't know how to start. And that was a 4-year event. Every single year, the next group. So if it was class of 2000, class 2001, every year, no one taught these individuals.
You know what they know how to do?
Yeah.
Be an employee.
They know how to be an employee.
And when you look at how the world works, like I told you guys, when we hear about credit, you don't hear you can make $100,000 through credit. You don't hear you can make $250,000 in 2 weeks. You don't hear that you can go get you $100,000 auto loan and they'll give it to you in cash, and you can go get you 2 cars and put them on Turo for $60 a day and make you $3,600 a month, pocket the other $80,000. They don't tell you can do that off credit. What do they tell you? Go get a house that puts you 30 years in debt. Go get you a brand new car that puts you 5 to 10 years in debt. They only teach you how to become workers for the government. Inquiries are how you not get more money through your credit score, right? What is the number one credit card they put on the commercials? Capital One. In the credit report, in order for you to access $100,000 in funding, you have to stay under 3 inquiries. You follow me? Ask me how many inquiries Capital One gives you for getting one credit card.
3.
3.
So you already
They
done.
put you in the hole and you don't even see. What is the only commercial you see?
Capital One.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Cap
seen
One.
a Navy Federal credit card?
No.
Negative.
Have you ever seen PSECU?
Nope.
Have you ever seen have you ever seen Wings Federal Credit Union?
No.
Nope.
Have you ever seen Seattle Federal Credit Union?
Nope.
Education.
Because all of those banks I just showed you will give you $100,000 if you go with them. They will give you a $30,000 credit card, a $60,000 line of credit for your auto loan, and another $40,000 line of credit in cash. And they will only give you one inquiry. But that's not going to be on TV, is it?
No.
Huh? Having good credit, 680 credit score across the board, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, no bankruptcies, no charge-offs, no negative accounts, less than 3 inquiries, and less than 10% utilization, more than 5 years history on your credit report. And if you have 3 LLCs, you can go get multiple business funding.
If Ron, if they want to get in touch with you, if they want more information about how can they get in touch with you?
Well, I'm on Google.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Did you get that? Did you get that? Did y'all get that? That's gonna
That
go.
means he ain't giving his number.
That's gonna go viral. Hey, I like that. So listen, this is what we're gonna do. We have this is what we're gonna do. We got a whole nother hour, so we got a lot of information.
Okay.
However, we gotta take a break, and when we come back, we have another business owner. So Roland, before I go to break, what information you want to give the people?
You can see me on Lorraine's Last Blessing, financialsolutions.com, or you can find me on Instagram at mvpdavis.com, or you can find me on Facebook at RolandDavis.com.
There you go. So again, we about to be right back. We have another business owner that's gonna come and she's gonna let us know what she got going on. But we're here, Ownership Club, Intellectual Radio.